Banking pa yata. Good evening. Kamusta naman kayo dyan, mga kameta? Eto na, back na. Medyo natan po tayo. Talagang kahit umuulan at mainit, medyo diretso rin tayo sa sunlight. Good morning, good evening. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin at mga nag-comment at sumuporta sa atin as we did yet another live vlogger mode. At this time naman makasaysayan po yung kinover natin. Talagang kakaiba yung nangyari kanina kasi ayan na naman ako I'll be honest guys, eto na naman tayo. I mean, you know me. I am I'm a sovereign mind. Eto na, so before 3 p.m. kasi ang mga na-cover po natin ay yung mga kaibigan natin na let's just call them liberal, pink, progressive, 'di ba? So basically sila Manay Leila, sila Chel Jokno. By the way, officially na-interview natin si Chel Jokno with this microphone, so pwede natin i-Hall of Fame to, no? But kidding aside, we got to talk to a lot of interesting people kanina, also Congressman Percy, multiple congressmen. But anyway, so mga 1 to 3 p.m., ito yung mga kasama natin, mga kinover natin, mga kasama natin from Pink basically. Let's just call them Pink group, and it's the usual package, di ba? And I mean it in the greatest sense of the word, na parang, I have to be careful, baka mapahamak tayo. No. I mean, like, nice, very, hindi naman malumanay, medyo palaban naman in fairness yung speech ni newly elected Congresswoman and former Senator Leila de Lima. Chel Jokno, very passionate. Si Coco, Kiko ba? Or, Kiko. Yung isa pang Aquino, Uy, diba, Kiko? Anyway, very aggressive. But anyways, nevertheless, it has this kind of Ateneo kind of vibes, diba? Very malumanay, very Lenny, very maayos. Basta alam niyo na guys. Bati si Sir Ronald, nakita ko si Sir Ronald, bati siya medyo behave, mabait. So very strong messaging, very principled positioning, very jolly, very indignant at the same time. And then nung bandang 3 p.m. guys, I mean almost exactly, I mean to the point, to the millimeter, like pag in-interview ko nakita ko bigla si Dino. Sabi ko, tapusin ko na, okay, pwede na ako umalis. Actually, hindi. Almost 4 pala, sorry. Ito si Attorney Dino De Leon. Alam naman si Dino De Leon, nakatulad natin, medyo hyper yung energy niya. To be honest, mas hyper siya sa akin at mas ADHD kay Leloy pa yata. Diba? Like, anyway, I love the guy, but energy Dino, di ba? Tayo po, ayun natin sa nangyari. Ito ba gagawin? Ganun, basically ganun, di ba? Hindi ko sinasabi na, Harry style, but basically ganun, yung palaban na, biglang pagtingin ko, oh my God, nagdagsaan ng isang bagong grupo. Ito guys, basically ito yung geometry, diba? Dito si Socrates nakatingin sa akin. Socrates, we have to get the geometry right. Okay, ito na naman. Fresh from oh my God. From British Museum. Hindi po sa loob ng museum, hindi natin ninakaw yan. Ito po. Ito ay binili natin doon sa shop mismo. So Mr. Socrates, ayusin natin yan. Buhay pa yung mga yan. Anyway, taga Louvre lang naman. I'm just kidding. Ito guys. So basically ganun. This is Chiz Escudero. This is Senado. And then there were like all of these policemen, mga military, mga ganun. Tapos basically yun yung parang daan papasok sa Senado. So ito, ulitin natin. Ito si Chiz Escudero, ito si Bato, ito si Robin Hood, ito yung Senate. 'Di ba? Ito yung gate Piatos. Ito yung gate sa Senate. And then open, okay, ganito. Tapos dito entrance, dito sa kabila, andito yung andyan yung mga yung mga mabait, mabango, malumanay, pink basically, lahat ng pink nandoon. Okay, so good. Interview. Nung interview ko si Attorney Dino, oh my God, biglang may sumugod dun sa bridge. It was crazy. Like, what the hell? Alam mo yung parang yung train to Busan ba yan? Yung train to Busan, yung nagsilang. Diba? Okay, ingat ako, baka mamaya tayo. But guys, the next thing I know is, wala na lahat ng police, wala na lahat ng military, lahat sila nag-disappear. Next thing ako, sumugod yung mga kaibigan natin naman na taga mas kabila. Yung mga, basically, mga Makabayan Block, yung mga ganun. Like, oh my God, they just came in. They just swept away lahat. Like, walang trace ng police. Like, actually, I was thinking about kanina kasi ang tagal ko sa traffic, kakarating ko lang. Oh my God, grabe yung traffic. 2 oras ako sa kotse. Parang, inisip ko, wait lang. Parang nawala yung mga pulis at saka yung mga militar na saan sila. Parang tumakas silang lahat, di ba? And then next thing you know, this was like crazy. They bring in yung parang ano ba yun, parang hindi yung bulldozer eh. Hindi mo alam yung crane, yung parang may ganun. Suddenly a crane, Tiffany colored crane. I'm just like, hindi lang any crane. Tiffany, teal green, gray, just comes in like that. Parks in front of the gate and Senate. I mean, if you didn't have an idea akala mo susugurin na nila. Biglang nag-park. Next thing you know, ayan na, nag-ano na yung mga kaibigan natin na tibak. That was a totally different energy. I'll tell you guys, like, noon nandun kasi ako, serious mode lang ako eh. Kasi syempre, indignant tayo. Talagang na ano tayo. Pero, when I was thinking about it kanina sa traffic, what just happened there? Like, and then, pagtingin ko naman kabila, wala na rin yung mga kabayan and all. Nagsiyalisan sila. Nandun na sila sa pares ni Diwata. Tuloy na umabot pa ako sa pares ni Diwata. Tapos tabingi pa yung picture ni Diwata. Nasaan ba yung picture niya? Ito, may picture kami ni Diwata. May picture kami ng picture ni Diwata. But anyways guys, it was just crazy. Like, inindar ko si Dino, biglang pagtingin ko, may mga sumusugod na. Everyone is leaving. Pagtingin ko si Cheljok na umalis na rin. Muntik pa ako binangga ng kotse niya. Alis na kayo! Alis na kayo! Ganun, tapos, mamaya pag ikot-ikot ko, wala na rin yung akbayan. Tumakas na rin sila. Wala na rin yung pulis. Wala na rin. Guys, it was crazy. I mean, if you were there, if you saw it, talagang ano yan, parang train to Busan ang nangyari. But, I'll tell you this, in fairness, grabing energy nung mga mga tibak natin kasama, yung pagka-radical nilang pagmamahal sa ating bayan. Let me just put it that way. It was very interesting to see that. It's just completely different vibes. Ako naman, alam mo naman guys, bardagulan ako. So I love any kind of energy. I love malumanay, gentleman energy, but I also like yung parang, guys, you should have seen what happened. As in, nung pagdating ko, ang daming police military. Nawala silang lahat. For all I know, nandun sila sa loob, nakabunker na sila. Like, yung panalo talaga sa yung crane yung Tiffany crane na biglang pumasok. Sabi ko, papanggaan pa niya yung gate. And then, nag-park lang sila, nag-take over na sila. That was the best, man. That was the best. Anyways, I just wanted to give you the sense of the, diba? I mean, like, in the 20 years of my journalism, hindi pa natin nakita yung ganun. But guys, that was really crazy. Honestly, like, the more I think about it, like, did I just see what I... like, kakaiba yung nangyari. But anyway, on a serious note, by the way, that was serious. No, actually, I was already doing sociological analysis inside my head. Like, so kung ganitong personalidad mo, ma-attract ka sa ganitong klaseng pag-activista. Kung ganitong personality mo, ito mas type mo yung ganyan ng style ng political activism. But anyways, I was doing all of it. It was amazing. Like, it was just crazy, guys. Rain was pouring. People bring umbrella. A crowd coming in. Tapos nagsisigawan yung mga tibak natin mga kaibigan. Si Sara Duterte. Ganun. Tapos biglang may crane na dumating na teal color pa na Tiffany. Like, that was a lot. A lot was happening, guys. Ako naman pa, 2 pang phone, nagla-live, daming ginagawa. But anyways, guys, the more I think about it, the more... But the amazing thing is, pagtingin ko, wala na yung police. Pagtingin ko rin, wala na rin lahat ng mga pink kasi tumakas lahat. So, parang, that was incredible. But anyway, going back to this, obviously, parang, kung from 1 to Chiz, yung level ng galit ng tao ay parang umakyat na umakyat. And literal, sumisigaw na. Yung paalis na ako, guys. Narinig ko talaga sa kalsada grabe, like, parang galit na si Kuya Yung parang si Kuya, kaya nga nag-comment ako, ano to, Occupy Senate na ang dating. But anyways guys, nasaan po tayo ngayon? Nasaan po tayo ngayon? Because kailangan natin pag-aralan. Kailangan natin magkaroon ng matinong pagsusuri dito sa nangyari sa ating bayan. Because, to be honest, guys, sobrang crazy ang nangyari sa ating bayan ngayon. I mean, pinagtatawanan ko lang to. To be honest, I am entertained. I mean, I'm entertained even by my own sense of dark humor. Right? This is very almost Soviet Russian level of dark humor, coping with political inanities, if not insanity. But having said that, guys, to be honest, hanggang ngayon, hindi natin masabi ano ba talaga ang nangyayari sa Senado. Because just 2 days ago, si Boy Kilay, si Chiz, eto na, biglang out of nowhere, di ba, parang debate, biglang out of nowhere, eto na, okay, let's start it. Chiz, Escudero, okay, anyways, okay, Sarah, okay, sabi niya, okay na to, let's go. And then, biglang the next day, wait, wala na palang trial. Ano nangyari? So, wala na yung dismissal, pero biglang may remission, may basically itapon mo ulit dun saan galing impeachment. Ang gulo. Sobrang ang gulo. And then, just when I thought, I've seen strange things in my life, but just when I thought, okay na, ito na. Decided na sila. Talagang, gusto niya ng gulo. Naghahanap kayo ng, sige, okay, at least, nagkakaalaman na, takot pala kayo eh. Okay. Biglang, today, iba na naman yung inip ng hangin. I mean, like, this is crazy. So, mas summon pa rin sila Sarah. Like, hindi ko gets. So, ano ba talaga? So, magkakaroon ng trial, tapos hindi magkakaroon ng trial, and then biglang, pwede mo rin summon si Sarah, and then biglang, may announcement kanina nakita natin, ba't yung mga kaibigan natin ng iba ng mga abogado na naguguluhan na rin? Parang, what's going on here? Biglang, mag-break sila after tomorrow and then, before the end of the month, magko-convene sila ulit as senator judges. And remember, last night, sabi nila, magkakaroon ng trial, tapos may rope, tapos no rope, tapos rope ulit. I mean, I really like seeing Bato in robe. Like, I was saying, like, basically, siguro, he's preparing for his ICC trial, to be honest. But anyways, guys, this is crazy. I mean, this is just crazy. What's going on? I mean, even by Chiz levels of diba, back in the day in School of Economics, mayroon isang professor dyan na tinatawag namin sa kanya, pusit, but in a very different sense. Kasi ang style niya is, hindi yung pusit na yung nagre-release ng you pusit siya in a different way. Parang, on one hand, ito yung argument, on the other hand, and then on the other hand, and then on the other hand. So, sa dami niyang mga arguments from different sides, octopus ng tingin. Parang, 8 arguments, ganun. This was just crazy. This was like 8 arguments squared or cube. So, ang gulo, guys. Ang gulo talaga. Tapos kanina, nung tinanong ko si Chel Jok, ilalabas ko pala yung video either way mamaya. Kasi na-interview natin dalawang congressman, no? Si Congressman Percy, who was the person na unang congressman na nag-sponsor ng pinaka yung first batch ng basically impeachment complaint kay Sara Duterte. Talagang ridiculous daw yung ginagawa ng Senado. Like, this is just like, what? And then si Chel joke na is like, basically the nicest person I know. No offense kay Sir Ronald Llamas, but he's really the nicest person I know. Smile. Tapos Tiffany pa yung clothes ni Chel, di ba? Parang, wow, Tiffany jacket, Tiffany shades, like, wow. Hindi pwede yan. Di ba? Lalabasan kami ng mga Tiffany. But anyway, actually hindi siya Tiffany, but anyway. And then nung tinanong ko si Chel, may basihan ba sa ating saligang batas itong ginagawa? Yung mukha ni Chel, alam mo yung parang, remember, Chel Jokno is the founding dean of law school ng De La Salle University. He's one of the finest legal minds in the country. He is a legal luminary. academically and in terms of public interest record and service, alam mo yung mukha ni Chel, yung parang yung estudyante mo na nagtanong ng isang bagay na sobrang walang kwenta yung tanong, gusto niya nang umiyak. Like parang, alam mo yung, I mean, sobrang ridiculous, right? Yung mukha niya yung parang I never thought I'd see a face like, although, if it's Chel being Chel, within few seconds, he went back to looking nice and all of that. But, yung mukha niya, yung buisit, it's like, it's so ridiculous yung ginagawa ng Senado from a legal constitutional standpoint that any serious legal mind, and in this case, a legal luminary like Dean Chel Jokno, na anak ng isa sa pinakamatatalinong tao produced by the country ever. Just to remind people, yung daddy niya, yung dating Senador Jokno, he topped the accounting and top number one siya sa bar, both sariling sikap. Right? That guy, I don't think he even went to formal schooling at some. He just stopped. Like, ganyan ka genius level ang mga Joknos, right? Yung itsura ni Jel, nung tinanong ko, meron bang basihan sa saligang batas? Is there any provision? Is there any precedence? Yung mukha niya talaga, it's so ridiculous, hindi niya alam paano niyang patulan yung gano'n na. Wala talaga, ay, yung gano'n yung mukha ni Jel. Walang basihan yun, yung gano'n yung iba eh. Yung inis niya yung iba eh. Yung parang hindi lang inis ng isang progresibo. Inis talaga yan ng isang tao na alam niya yung batas at ating saligang batas. Kaya kagabi, medyo naano ako, si Grace po, legal luminary siya ng legal luminary. Sabi ko, sinong legal luminary sa Senado? Si Chiz? Si Cayetano? No offense, but these guys are mediocre types. They're not intellectually outstanding people. They have not produced anything of really high intellectual caliber pagdating sa legal studies, etc. Now, I can say that because I've done work with Harvard Law School people. I've met some of the finest legal minds on earth. Period, right? Period, right? And you can check actually yung talk ko sa Harvard Law School the other year. Yung mga kasama, forget about me, but yung mga kasama ko doon, you can check them out. And I've had not one but two different projects with Cambridge University Press. Kasama ko yung mga editors natin, mga taga Harvard Law School, Sydney Law. All I'm saying is that I've seen the finest legal minds on planet Earth, and no, sorry, I don't know why legal luminaries. Cayetano, seriously, Jesus, they're not legal luminaries by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sorry, even by third world standard, hindi sila legal luminary. Okay, now you can make an argument for Coco Pimentel because but like, okay, number one siya sa bar, but, Gibo also did that. It doesn't make you necessarily, siguro, fresh ka lang nung araw nag-bar exam ka. But, to be a legal luminary, you have to be Justice Carpio level. You have to be, pangalangan level of doing the ICC International Court. You have to be, at the very least, I don't have done some serious doctoral or graduate school legal scholar analysis or have served at the highest level in the judiciary. No, they're not. And I'm not gonna even talk about Abu Bato. Like, Bato Gado? Ayan, Bato Gado, Abu Bato. Bato Gado, Robin Hood Padilla, seriously, Robin Padilla is worried that we'll waste our intelligence through this impeachment. And then kanina naisip ko, nagko-complain yung Team Piatos na hindi naman pwede kainin yung impeachment. Ay, like, But anyway, joking aside, guys, it's just so ridiculous yung ginawa nila kahapon that I think Chiz realized he cannot cheese himself out of this. Kaya kanina parang, wait lang, so parang may trial pa rin? This is ridiculous, guys. Batorni? Batorni. Oh my God. Kaya sa ridiculous yung kakabi. Kasi si Coco Pimentel, ex-TDS yan eh. At kung maalala nyo, guys, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's not forget, Coco Pimentel was PDP laban. Nagkaroon lang sila ng power struggle, kaya eventually nagano. But, remember last year, he had a very mediocre performance when he chaired yung hearing sa Senado when Tatay Digong was there. Remember that hearing? When si Digong, hinamon-hamon niyang ICC, pinagtatawanan ng ICC, tapos inimplicate pa niya si Bato. Well, thank you to Duterte, Digong, for making it easy for ICC. But, I'm sorry, but Coco was it was a horrendous performance. I think he handled that hearing very badly, so badly that Digong felt he had complete free reins to do whatever he wanted. Digong was just having his time. Guys, do you remember? Do you Kaya nga sabi ko, wag tayong short-term memory style na, natuwa ka lang sa ginawa niya ngayon, kalimutan natin lahat. No, 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 it shouldn't work that way. It shouldn't work that way. Nevertheless, having said that, in fairness naman, I would say he was the most eloquent and relatively, yes, more legally, like, compared dun sa mga kaewanan na narinig natin. Just because naging abogado yung iba doesn't mean they're fine legal minds. Alright? Whether Batorni or not Batorni, right? Yung isa naman, hindi naman kailangan mangyayap attorney kasi sui generis tuloy kung anong kalokohan ang ginawa nila. But anyway, mga drama rin nating away, no? Yung isa DDS Light versus DDS Art. Hindi ko pa rin maintindihan yung ginawa ni Robin Hood. Anyway, all I'm saying is that it's just so ridiculous yung ginawa nilang Mambo Jumbo na I think na-realize nila, wait. So, hindi rin na natin i-dismiss, pero medyo booking din naman tayo kung ipapas natin sa Congress na walang kwenta-kwentang basis and then not doing anything. Hindi rin pwede yan. So now suddenly they're injecting something else again here. I mean, this guy, guys, this is beyond ridiculous. And I think yung sense ng inis ng prosecution team at Kongreso was very much embodied dun sa itsura ni Chel basically kanina, para nabuisit siya nung tinanong ko sa kanya, may basihan ba ito sa ating salagyang batas? But I think Congressman Luis kanina also dun sa press conference ng House of Representatives did a very good job of also basically making an exposition of how ridiculous the situation is.
You have the floor.
Good afternoon. Maraming salamat po for waiting.
Ito yung press conference.
Pasensya na po. I know that all of you waited for this moment when the prosecution panel will finally give their comment to what happened last night in the Senate. Well, first of all, we welcome the impeachment court's service of summons to the Vice President. Apparently, the jurisdiction over the person of the respondent has been acquired already. She has a period of 10 days
Okay.
to
So
answer.
so there's still a
That
trial-ish.
is non-extendable.
Okay.
And we hope that all issues which are being raised in the impeachment court will be tackled as well in the answer of the Vice President. So finally, the people of the Philippines will see from the answer of the Vice President what her defenses are. Isa lamang po ibig sabihin nito, yung pag-acquire po ng jurisdiction ng impeachment court sa ating respondent kay Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte, it only shows na tuloy na
Ang trial.
ang impeachment trial.
Kaya nga eh.
No one can stop this anymore
This is
because jurisdiction has been acquired already by the impeachment court
functionally it
over
started
the
na.
person of the respondent. Now, with respect to the action of the
House of Representatives.
Senate last night, the impeachment court requiring us to issue a certification about the
Sorry,
compliance
tumataas ang
with the
kilay ko,
Constitution
sorry. It's
with respect to the filing of the
completely
impeachment
natural.
complaint,
completely natural
as
to.
well as the second order, and that is for the 20th Congress to confirm whether we will pursue this impeachment complaint.
Mhm.
Medyo ang prosecution panel po ay nalalabuan dito sa naging
medyo malabo,
order
medyo
ng impeachment court kagabi. So we resolve
this is
to
crazy.
seek the clarification of the impeachment court.
So, guys, this is what's happening. This is ridiculous. So basically, nawindang yung lower house. Let's call them House of Representatives because at the ratings are going actually ang lower house is yung kay Chiz. But anyway, parang nawindang yung House of Representatives like uh ano ulit yung ano ulit yung problema niyo, bakit yung pinapasa sa amin? So wow, this is crazy. And at the same time, mukhang tuloy naman yung trial. So, ba't nyo kailangan kaming mag-certify? Eh, don't go na tayo. Let's send out a prosecution. Let's do the trial. So, tingnan guys, like, even the best legal minds down or in the House of Congress, House of Representatives, ay medyo nagugulan. So, this is, medyo, guys, this is ridiculous.
With respect to the first order about the certification pertaining to our compliance with the Constitution in filing the impeachment complaint, we maintain our position. Sumunod po kami fully and strictly to the requirements of the Constitution.
Tapos na, yeah, exactly. So, there's nothing else
We
to do.
did not violate the 1-year prohibition rule. With respect to the second order,
Grabe.
it is impossible to be complied with because, first of all, 20th Congress.
Just to be clear, order, co-equal branches po ang lower house and upper house. Well, not let's not call again. Let's take away all the the geometric and hierarchical implications. Ang House of Representatives at saka Senate ay co-equal po. Alright, the same way na yung different branches of the state are also co-equal. So hindi pa sila pwedeng utusan ng Senado. Okay, hindi ito utusan nila yung sa, but anyway, I'm glad she didn't take issue with it. But if I were in her shoes, like, wait, inutusan kami, literally and figuratively,
Doesn't exist yet. Tayo po ay nasa
19 ko.
ikalabing siyam na kongreso pa lamang. Mag-a-adjourn pa po and we will be looking forward na mag-convene naman ang padalawampung kongreso ng Pilipinas. That will be on July 28, simultaneous with the SONA. I wish to add, nakatanggap po tayo ng liham, or should I say, nakakita ng liham from the social media that the anticipated presentation of the articles of impeachment is canceled. Ang sabi po ng ating presiding officer ng impeachment court, the referral of the verified complaint to the impeachment court mooted already the presentation and the reading of the articles. This will be part of the clarification that we will be seeking from the impeachment court sapagkat batid po natin na itong presentation ng articles ay bahagi ng Senate Rules on Impeachment, and we seek the guidance, we seek the enlightenment of the impeachment court so we can properly comply to the order that they issued last night. Finally, we wish to take advantage of this opportunity upang pasalamatan po ang taong bayan sa lahat po ng sumusuporta sa prosecution panel sa House of Representatives. We had a mass this morning attended by
Ito na, nagsama
different
na.
civil society
Right.
groups. May mga nakasama po tayo religious leaders and even victims of EJK.
I met one of them also.
Maraming salamat po. Rest assured, ang House of Representatives, ang prosecution panel, naninindigan po. Tuloy ang laban para sa katotohanan, hustisya, at pananagutan. Maraming salamat.
Okay, so basically guys, medyo unclear din ang Kongreso how to proceed because like, okay, tapos na kami, this is up to you. And in a polite way, Congressman Luistro was saying what Chel Joke was saying kanina, which is basically walang kwenta yung sinasabi nila na kailangan pa i-remit and all that. There's no basis, there's no precedence for that. So, basically, windang sila how to respond. And they're saying, if you want anything, then let's do it. It's a trial. We'll send a prosecution team and then the other side can move forward and that's it. Now, things got a bit weirder because kanina, nakita ko kanina na, wait, may spokesman na pala yung, so apparently, yung Senate trial, um, whatever, entity, meron din spokesman, at yung spokesman ay para mas cheese pa kay Chiz Escudero. Basically, lang sabi niya, parang, basically, kung hindi papatulan ng Kongreso yung, I don't know, order namin, de facto dismissal na rin yan. I mean, like, guys, this is crazy. So, parang, naguluhan ako. Pero para mas maguluhan tayo ng konti, tingnan natin yung Chiz Escudero press conference kanina because, man, this guy. Ano tong CNN News 18? Ano fake news? CNN ba to? Akala ko nga, fake news ano yan eh. Wow, this is crazy. Ito guys.
Yung dokumento ang pinirmahan ko natapos
Ayan,
kami kaninang madaling araw.
Yung dokumento ng pinirmahan. tama yung style niya na eh. Ni Leloy kung kuha niya. Dokumento po na kinuha po namin sa Kongreso. Ayan. Okay. Pakinggan natin.
Araw ng 2:00. Una ay yung liham sa kamera na pinagbibigay alam sa kanila. Ayon sa
Zoom natin para
napagkasunduan sa
makita yung
na
kilay.
hindi na matutuloy ang kanilang
Ayan, kita ng
presentasyon
kilay.
ng articles dahil
Pagandaan
nagawa
kami
na
ng
yun
kilay.
kahapon. Na-convene na rin ang court.
So ganyan kilay ko.
Sa katunayan, nag-issue na nga ng summons
Natural pa
kay,
yan.
Vice
Walang
President Sara Duterte ang impeachment
pero
court.
lang i-zoom pa natin yung kilay.
Inilabas ko ang mga pinagbotohang orders ng impeachment court kahapon.
Okay.
Una, kaugnay sa pag-return, yun ang ginagawa sa
Guys, this is totally spontaneous. I'm sorry. I think nag-over-zoom na tayo. Okay. For our mental health, ilayo natin ng konti. Baka hindi tayo makatulog.
Magsumite ng resolusyon mula sa 20th Congress na interesado. Gusto pa nilang ipursige ang pag-prosecute at sampan ng kaso laban kay VP Sara.
Did you realize what he did? He basically said nothing. 1 minute in, the guy basically said nothing. I mean, he's just like, he's reciting what's happening in the universe. Sa ganitong araw po, habang huminga tayo at habang nandito pa tayo sa month of June, na isa po sa mga buwan ng ating taon dito sa Pilipinas na malapit na sa ating Independence Day. Like, did you see what he did? He basically said nothing. Guys. Kaya nga, honestly, guys, if you analyze it, he said nothing. Like, if this guy were a journalist in a top level, like, like he tried to do op-eds for New York Times, ang mga res katulad ng iba dyan, mga hampas lupa lang katulad natin. Basically, itapon lang ng editor, your first 2 paragraphs basically says nothing. Erase the whole thing. Honestly, guys, like, walang substance. Ganun siya. Sa ganitong araw na lahat tayo ay huminga ng oxygen at nandito po tayo sa hapon ng isang magandang araw na like the guy just can keep going for 10 minutes na walang substance. But anyway, I'll try to be nice. Okay? Pag tumaas ang kilay ko, hindi ko nakasalanan yan. But guys, that's the thing. He does that. I don't know if he's curious or not. Like, basically walang substance yung sinasabi niya.
Sunod na order ay yung summons na sang-ayon sa rules ng impeachment court ay dapat i-issue pagkatapos mag-convene. Lahat yon ginawa at sinagawa namin kahapon. Pero syempre, kailangan nun ng kaakibat ng mga written orders din. Yun yung hawak niyo. Ano masasabi dito sa mga nagsasabi hindi mo na daw impeachment, constitutional, baseless, legal, ang mga ginawa ninyo kagabi? Karapatan ni naman ang magpahayag ng kanilang opinyon. Ginagalang ko yun. Subalit
Ginagalang po
tulad ng
natin.
sinabi ko sa aking talumpati nung nagdaang Lunes.
Ang
Korte
cute.
Suprema lamang ang pwede magsabi kung ano ang legal at hindi, kung ano ang constitutional at hindi. Pangalawa, kasaysayan lamang with the benefit.
Did you notice? He does another thing. Nag-enumerate pa siya. Pero ano pa siyang, tuloy na, wala tayo ng... Guys, nakakabuli natin na wala yung electricity natin. Okay. Isa pang napansin ko sa kanya, ang dami niya mga... una, pangalawa, pangapat, tapos yung pang-sampon niya, parang yun din yung sinabi niya kanina, inikot lang tayo. I'm telling you guys, I'll tell you guys, this is what my beloved Socrates would call sophistry. Alright guys? Kung pupunta kayo sa mga Platonic dialogues, one of my favorite dialogues there is yung galit na galit si Socrates dun sa isang sophist na pinapaikot-ikot lang yung argument at nabwisit si Socrates sa kanya, right? I mean, I'll tell you what. And what is scary about dun sa isang Platonic dialogue na yan, I'll forward to you guys the dialogue, is that sa dulo, a Machiavellian figure, kinda like a pre-Machiavellian figure takes over na basically sabi niya, tama na yung mga kalokohan na yan, let's just go strongman and let's just, like, ganun na lang. I mean, guys, seriously, every time I hear this guy, he perfectly reminds me of what Socrates was saying about sophists. People na talagang basically walang substance yung sinasabi, pinapaikot-ikot lang tayo. Pero baka maganda yung kulay. Kilay. Tuloy. Anyways, basta napapansin ko lang, like, ang dami niyang, like, if this guy were a debater, he wouldn't make it to debating varsity teams. Like, walang substance yung tinay. Like, pinaikot-ikot mo lang the same thing. But anyways, I'm just saying, I'm just using my, like from a debating standpoint, super weak yung kanyang approach. But anyway, he got away with it for far too long. So, ngayon, magkakaalaman na.
Of hindsight, ang pwede makapagsabi kung sino din ang tama at mali, kaugnay sa kanilang paniniwala.
Kung walang order of court, sir, either way, you will proceed.
Sino tama, sino mali?
Tulad ng binanggit ko mula nung nagsimula ang impeachment complaint noong Pebrero, kung walang TRO, magpapatuloy kami. Kung may TRO na iniso, i-bring up yan sa impeachment court at pagpapasahan. Tulad ng binanggit ko rin noon, hindi ba? May dalawang pagkakataon na nag-issue ng TRO ang Korte Suprema kaugnay sa impeachment.
Kasalanan nyo ba't di nyo nagigets? Klarong-klaro yung sinasabi niya.
May TRO laban sa Kamara.
Klarong-klaro.
Ng Kamara.
Klarong-klaro.
Doon naman sa impeachment complaint laban kay Chief Justice Corona, nag-TRO ang Korte Suprema kaugnay sa pagbubukas na account, bumoto ang Senado para sundin yung TRO nila.
Yun pala. Wala pala problema Klarong-klaro tayo, guys. Nakita mo isa pang technique niya na, he talks as if, parang, syunga ka ba? Di ba nag-gets? Sobrang klaro Galing di ba? Actually, medyo technique yan You talk as if, ba't di nyo nag-gets? Simpleng-simple yung sinabi ko. Obvious ba? Hello, tignan nyo, di ba? Galing. Fairness, in fairness.
Oo. Oo, kasi wala naman talagang action.
See?
Balikan natin ulit kung ano yung mga sinabi ko.
Common sense. Diba? Isa pang isa pang style niya. Interesting talagang we're breaking down. Isa pang style ni Chiz is not only to make you feel you're being ridiculous or preposterous. Another thing is like, di ba na-explain ko na yan. February pa lang. Bakit Cynthia Villar yung boses natin? Well, basically it's Cynthia Villar like, bakit? Bumaba tayo! Bakit hindi na-gets? Sinabi ko nga nung February pa lang Klaro-klaro na tayo. Ayan. So basically, basically it's, di ba, like, bakit? Anyway, okay.
Dahil isang araw na lamang, 2 oras na lamang bago kami magwakas, nung final nila yan at 2 linggo na lamang ang sesyon ngayon, sabi ko, di ba? Ang pinakamalayo ng pwedeng magawa ay mag-issue ng summons.
Yung mga troll dito.
Losers. 10 araw ang nasasakdan.
Sige lang. Iyak na kayo.
Mula sa pagkakatanggap niya ng summons, meron ding 5 araw ang kabilang panig, ang prosecution.
Ayun pala
Mula sa kanilang pagkakatanggap.
Napakagaling.
Magsumite.
Thank you.
Yun pa lamang.
Isa pang style ni Chiz. Magpasalamat ka pa sa kanya. Anong pinagsasabi niyang complaint? Magpasalamat pa tayo sa kanya. Napakabait yan, napakagaling yan, talagang maayos yung ginagawa. Pakinggan natin.
Bus na yung panahon.
Oo.
June 30 na, 3 araw na lamang.
Ayun pala Parang na-booking na yung style niya. 3 araw na lang, sorry na lang Ganun talaga. Wala tayong magagawa. Ayan. Okay.
para maglitis, quote-unquote, at magtatapos ang authority ng mga House prosecutors ng June 30 dahil tapos na ang Kongreso ng June 30.
Okay.
So walang naaksayang panahon dahil nagawa namin lahat ng tinakdang gawin sa ilalim.
Wala daw na-assign pa. Guys, unang-una, February pa lang in-explain niya. At pangalawa, patapos ng oras. Sorry ha, wala na tayong oras eh. Pero magpasalamat tayo dahil dami niyang nagawa. Napakagaling, walang dribbling, walang delay. Galing talaga. I'm very impressed.
Ng 19th Congress. Baka nga makatipid pa kung napakinggan nyo kahapon dahil yung mga agam-agam kaugnay sa pagtatawid ng impeachment.
Ayan na yung mga troll, umiyak-iyak na yung
Yung
mga
mga agam-agam kaugnay sa interesado pa ba yung 20th Congress dahil hindi pwedeng i-bind ng 19th and 20th Congress. Yung mga agam-agam kaugnay sa pag-comply nila sa one-year ban na itinatalaga ng saligang batas. Lahat yun, habang naghihintay tayo ng resumption ng sesyon ng 20th Congress para magsimula ang paglilitis, ay masasagot na. Yes, Sally.
Guys, serious tayo, makinig tayo.
Hindi kami magkapantay pagdating sa bagay na ito. Hindi ito House at Senate kung saan co-equal ang mga ahensyang yan. Sa parte ng impeachment, Korte ang Senado, prosecutor ang Kamara.
Sorry.
Wala sa lugar para sa
Sorry guys. I'm just trying to get the right angle, okay? We have to para lang klaro tayo sa sa explanation niya, 'di ba? So, pasensya na guys, akong zoom out, zoom in out ko. Kasi gusto ko makita talaga natin yung kagandahan ng sinasabi niya, of course, 'di ba? Ito. Let's go.
Ang Kamara na hindi sumunod sa pinag-uutos ng impeachment court. Hindi ito parang BICAM na kailangan naming mag-agree.
Oo.
Ito'y kautusan galing sa impeachment court na nakatuon sa prosecutor na isa lamang partido sa kaso. Hindi magkapantay.
Sorry, napapawisan yung kilay ko eh.
At ang korte. Saan mang kaso, saan mang parte ng mundo.
Tama. Galing. Agree naman. Agree kayo, di ba? Okay, zoom out natin baka.
May nakalagay ba sa rules na pwede kong pagbawalan at bigyan ng listahan
Oh,
ng mga miyembro?
bakit kasi ganun tanong nyo?
Ito lang
Bakit?
pwede niyong tanungin at sabihin.
Oo naman, kawawa naman siya,
Pwede
guys.
banggitin.
Kawawa.
Bawat impeachment judge may
Ayan.
kalayaan magsalita
Yun
at
nga eh.
magsabi kung anong ninanais
Oo,
nila.
tama.
Hindi para sa akin
Agree
na
ako.
ipagbawal ang lalabas at sasambitin
Oo.
ng kanilang mga bibig.
Totoo.
Dapat buong galang natin tinatanggap at pinapahintulutan yon.
Correct.
Yan ang ibig sabihin ng pagiging isang deliberative body.
Of course.
So gusto nyo, dahil lamang Korte Suprema ang nagpapasa ng lahat ng bagay ng constitutionality, ni isang miyembro dito, walang pwede mag-question ng constitutionality.
That's interesting, ha? Did you guys see what he did there? So, unang-una, nung hindi niya iwanan natin sa Supreme Court yan. Kasi ultimately, pag ganito, ganyan, Supreme Court. And then bigla, ngayon, hindi. Bakit tayo makinig lang sa Supreme Court? May sarili tayong opinion. Mas maganda pa yung ginawa ni Cayetano kahapon. Guys, bago magpalit isip si Batorni, gawin na natin yan para baka magpalit ng isip si Batorni. Napaka-legal luminary pa naman si Batorni. Kawawa naman tayo kung hindi natin sundan si Batorni. Baka magpalit isip siya. Di ba? Do you guys see what's going on here? I mean, I'm just looking at this from a kind of a discursive analysis. But anyway.
Siyempre pwede. Siyempre malaya naming pwedeng pagdebatihan yan.
Of course.
Siyempre kung may motion, dapat naming pagbotohan yan. Pero sa dulo, palagi ko ang sinasabi, kung may magsasampa ng kaso, Korte Suprema ang may final say kung sino nga ba ang tama o mali legally at naaayon sa konstitusyon.
Very sensible.
Apa.
Naawa ko sa mga media doon na nagtatanong.
May nakapalo ba sa rules namin na bawal yun?
Isa pang technique niya, pansin nyo, pag tatanungin mo siya, ibabalik niya yung tanong sa'yo. That's also very, that's another technique, guys, diba? usually there are two ways. One is you answered the question not as the question was stated, but as how the question, uh, how you preferred the question to be said. Or sometimes you just answered the question you wanted them to ask. Another thing is, sasagutin mo yung tanong sa isang tanong, di ba? Basically, you immediately put the other person on the defensive. In fairness.
Hindi, tinatanong ka, may nakapalo ba sa rules na bawal mag-move? Kaugnay sa anumang bagay,
Oo.
kaugnay ng impeachment.
Di, ikaw na magaling
Wala
eh.
namang pagbabawal.
Oh, yun pala eh.
Hindi para
Hiniikutan
sa
lang
akin,
niya yung mga...
husgahan yun. Dahil, kayo naman,
Okay.
yung pumapabor sa nasasakdal, ko questionin nyo. Yung ayaw sa
Oo
nasasakdal,
naman.
walang question. Hindi ba? Hindi
Bias
ba
nga.
karapatan nila
Bias kayo.
pagkain ng
Mga
motion,
bias.
Pabor sa nasasakdal, karapatan din ng sino mang ayaw sa nasasakdal. Wala akong binabanggit na pangalan.
Uy, meron pang mga ganyan, mga blind item.
Ngayon kung ang sinasabi mo ay biased at dapat na sila mag-inhibit, sang-ayon sa
Sang-ayon?
rules of court, gayon din sa
Dang.
president at practice.
Okay.
Ang pwede lamang, pwedeng hilingin ng pag-inhibit o recuse ng isang judge, pero desisyon nila. Kung mag-inhibit nga ba o magre-recuse sila. Hindi yan subject matter of vote. Hindi yan pwedeng pagbotohan na, hoy,
Daming nakabantay na troll farm sa atin, ah.
Anong klaseng procedure o proseso sa
Mukhang may
impeachment
budget na
court
naman mga
man
kaibigan natin dyan.
o sa regular court man. Lalo pa sa...
Anyways guys, okay. Ayoko na. Ayoko na guys. Ayoko na. There's just so much. Like, I'm telling you guys, magpasalamat kayo may sense of humor ako because to be honest, like, yung nakita ko sa itsura ni Chel nung tinanong ko, may basihan pa yung ginagawa ni Chiz. Parang sa loob, sa totoo lang, parang ganon yung ano ko, yung hindi lang eye roll. Anyway, I think we had enough of that. I think gets yun na yung sinasabi ko. This is classic sophistry. This is precisely what Socrates, Plato, everyone was warning about. The argument was that it's the sophists like that who will ruin democracy because they'll use rhetoric, they will use mga pagganyan-ganyan to push for a certain policy agenda or basically to push for a certain, interest, diba? At the end of the day, and this is where I want to end this discussion, guys. And the threat with the sophists is that they breed cynicism or at the very least extreme skepticism about the system. And that's why nag-collapse eventually yung mga ancient democracies because of mga kaewanan na ginawa ni mga sophists. Dinadaan na lahat sa magandang rhetoric, dinadaan na lang lahat sa mga yung sagot na actually hindi sagot, yung parang pinapaikot-ikot ka lang, and then they get away with it until people actually lose faith. And next thing you know, people will support the demagogue to take over the system. Now I'm being serious, guys. Now I'm being serious. Like, this is exactly what Plato, Socrates, those people were warning us against. These kinds of politicians na pinapaikot-ikot lang tayo using rhetoric, using all sorts of techniques of deflection, of distraction, gaslighting even. Like, bakit mo tinatanong sa akin? Ikaw, nabasa mo ba? Or how dare you basically to ask me these questions? Alam mo ba yung ganun? Or yung minsan sagot mo ganun. Tapos, guys, this is exactly what the ancients were warning us against. And we're looking, I got this guy's number noon pa lang. Nung college pa lang ako, pati impress na tao dyan, pinapaikot-ikot lang niya yung sinasabi na. This guy would have not made it in our debating team. Like, yung ganyan style, Indian Ubra. Basically, he goes on 10 minutes without saying really anything. Anyway, all I'm saying is that this is where, kaya nga worried ako eh. Kaya nga worried ako, guys, kung hindi natin ayusin itong situation na to, if come 20th Congress, yan pa rin ang Senate President natin dahil natuwa yung mga timpiatos at he gets the number to be still the Senate President. Alam mo guys, papunta na tayo sa exciting part. I'm telling you. There's a reason why, and now I'm going to talk about a real legal mind. Justice Carpio, I was honestly shocked when even off the record, he was telling me about yung fear niya about RevGov. There are other things we talked about confidentially, obviously, so I'll keep it between the two of us. But you see, there's a reason why some people are saying, alam mo kung purong ganyan-ganyan lang gagawin sa politika, paikot-ikot lang tayo, sophistry and all, puro mga katrapuhan lang, just basically to lawyer for someone else. I mean, di ba? Bato said, di ba? Kung wala ka naman ginawang mali, dapat wala kang ikakatakot sa batas. Ngayon, even trial, They're gonna do all of this mumbo jumbo ganyan. I'm telling you guys, if we keep on seeing this, people are so gonna lose faith dun sa ating mga institution or whatever you wanna call it. I don't even know if the term institution even applies to this. People are gonna get attracted to even a worse form of authoritarian demagogic rule. Duterte was already warning to us na anti-system, total dictatorship type of leaders have an appeal. And I'm telling you, after this basically this whatever show you want to call it, even I mean no offense to clowns, right? That's why I didn't use this sophistry games we're seeing. Alam mo, good luck talaga sa atin. If people lose faith in our institution, we're basically waiting for an asteroid of demagogic dictatorship to hit us down the road, right? I mean, just look at the U.S. What's happening there. Just look at some of the most established democracies out there. They're going crazy. I mean, politically speaking, to be honest, because people are sick and tired of traditional politicians. People are sick and tired of all of this scripted nonsense. People are sick and tired of people who are just like talking from 10 sides of their mouth. You know, people can see that. Nakikita ng tao yan eh. Lalong-lalo na yung mga kabataan. Pagod na pagod sila sa mga establishment politicians. Pagod na sila sa mga prosaic forms of doing things. And that's where I'm worried. There will be more and more attraction to outside the box thinking and not necessarily a good one sometimes if people get desperate. Kaya to be honest, and I want to end on a much more serious note, which is, you know, I really hope the Supreme Court also does something here. But if the Supreme Court also passes the buck, or basically comes with their own version of a sophistry of like a ruling that is not really a ruling, and then, alam mo, good luck na talaga sa atin. Good luck na talaga sa atin. If not Duterte, we're gonna have another dictator down the road. Right? And that dictator can come in many forms. Pwedeng, maayos, hindi na katulad ng Digong na I'll establish a dictatorship. It could be yung anak ni Digong. It could be yung dati niyang, errand boy. It could be, you get what I'm saying? This is where things can get very dangerous for the Philippines. Kaya nga sabi ko, I joke about, here and there, but I keep on going back to ancient philosophy and I realize a lot of problems we're seeing today, nakita ng mga tao long time ago, and we just have to learn the lessons of the past. If you keep on messing around with existing institutions, if you keep on breeding disenchantment, you're asking for trouble. And none of us, I don't know about you guys, pero none of us, I'm not Gen Z, I am not a kid anymore, so I'm also invested in the system in a sense that, I want change, but I don't want chaos, right? I want transformative change, structural change, pero ayoko ng gulo, right? But basically, we're asking for gulo. Kung purong ewan lang gagawin natin. Imagine guys, VP pa lang si Sara, ganun na nakikita natin. Imagine kung naging president pa siya, di ba? Or even if that doesn't happen, this is gonna, if we keep on going down this road, guys, good luck talaga sa atin. Kaya nga, I wrote that book yung book about Rise of Duterte. Obviously, I have to write a sequel, di ba? I was supposed to write a new book about the return of the Marcoses, but sa sobrang mas, andito pa rin tayo sa shadows of Duterte. So, the subtitle of the book was A Populist Revolt Against Elite Democracy. Basically, lang sinisabi ko na is, sawang-sawa ng tao doon sa traditional politics. And if this is not traditional politics, traponess, I don't know what is, to be honest. I don't even know why do we vote these people back into power. Kaya nga actually, for all of the, tayo naman, hampas lupa lang naman tayo. Pero narinig ko, may mga ibang vlogs na pinagtatawanan, ba itong vlogger na to, tumakbong gana. Actually, may master sa Ateneo, isang vlogger. Last time I checked, right? So, bago mag-hanash, mag-ano. But anyways, I said, we have to be thankful to the types of Kristan or Mark Gamboa of throwing their hat in the ring, because at least now, baka magkaroon tayo ng lakas ng loob. Because I think good people should run more for office. More and more good people. Why are we even electing these people back? Bakit? Last time I checked, kasama pa sa slate ni Lenny to ng 2022, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, wala tayong na-rear na new generation. Right? I'm telling you guys, we started laughing about it, but this is basically how Dostoevsky would do it. And if you watch the movie Parasite, they basically also did the same, right? If you watch the movie Parasite, it starts like parang comedy and then depressing and then but then, like it has that arc, right? Parang ganun din tayo nag-start, parang comedy and then like now let's get serious, guys. This is crazy. Uh I'm telling you, if not Duterte, we're gonna have another thing like that, or something way worse, or something just different flavor, variation, and theme. I'm just saying, ingat talaga tayo dyan. This sophist, these trapos, are really sowing the seeds of something scary down the road if we don't do something about it. So I am really hoping the Supreme Court comes in and saves the day. And otherwise, we're basically a Piatos Republic. And with all due respect to Robin Hood Padillas of this world, sir, before lecturing us about net foreign direct investments, I'm sure expert din yan sa Human Development Index. But before lecturing us about that, sana naman, kausapin mo muna yung mga global investors because yung mga katulad namin, medyo hindi lang kami nagre-research, medyo na-meet din namin yung mga top investors. I'll tell you what, their number one concern, aside from the usual stuff which is electricity cost, infrastructure, is yung gulo na galing sa mga Duterte camp. Yung destabilization na ginagawa nila. So I'm sorry, if you want to help the country in our FDI net inflow, actually you guys are part of the problem. But anyway, just look at our Senate, guys, now. So basically, you have Trapos, Sophist, and then you have like Robin Hood Padilla change candidates. And then you have 4 or 5 there na, let's call them Fantastic Five. But, then again, I don't want to forget the last 10 years of what Coco Pimentel has been doing. And in fairness, kudos kay Sherwin. Top donor sa sa Sara campaign, but at least now exercise of and then sige na nga Binay po. Okay, anyway, and then of course this Riza has been consistent 100% through and through. But let's not lose sight of the fundamental problem we have here is basically na-dominate ang system natin ng Trapos and yung mga change candidate na basically Robin Hood Padilla or Batorni level. That, guys, that's asking for trouble. That's asking for trouble. And I'll tell this for the 100th time. 2016 under Duterte was a warning that the system we have built, it's so fragile and the disenchantment is so profound. Alam mo, guys, I don't think we have enough immunity in the system if ever another dictator type comes in. And for all we know, baka yung next dictator, way more sophisticated in every sense of the word and way younger than Digong. And ngayon nga pa lang, kay Sara pa lang, takot na takot tong mga iba dyan eh. Good luck na lang sa atin pag naging presidente yung isang katulad niya. Anyway, on that note, thank you so much again, guys, for following us for this fantastic conversation today. Yeah, I mean, if you're China or not, like looking at it, like this is Banana Republic, like these guys are like. Anyway, papunta na tayo sa Independence Day natin. All I'm saying is that let's not give up on our country. We have no choice. Ito yung bansa natin. Some of our most passionate followers on this little show we have are Filipinos based abroad. Because no matter where you go in the world, even if you're citizens of other countries na, Philippines is still your country. Never forget that. Ito pa rin yung home base natin. Kaya nga, sobrang laking pasasalamat natin sa mga followers natin na overseas-based Filipinos. Right? At nakikita ko talaga yung kanilang pagmamahal sa atin at sa ating bayan. Right? And I'm telling you, we will do whatever we can. But we have to step up, guys. We have to step up. Hindi na pwede yung mga inotil liberalism. Hindi na pwede mga pakyut-pakyut na yan. Yeah, maybe pakyut gets you elected in the Senate. And then what? You get 1 vote, then what? You just help the system to perpetuate itself. But anyways, I'm glad at least Bam came with the statement as he promised, and the statement was good. Pero sana naman, next time, di ba? If we're gonna make a statement, let's not wait for things to happen. Anyway, 20th Congress is coming in. Push for Kiko, push for Bam, push for everyone who's sensible. Maybe there are other Sherwin Gatchalians out there. Reach out to them. Have constructive engagement. Let's work the numbers. Okay? Let's work the numbers. Otherwise, we're gonna go down the same road that our ancient predecessors in Greece went down. Okay? Alright? Yun na lang. I'll just keep it that. Tomorrow, tuloy natin tong conversation. God bless and talk to you soon. Nalobat.